Chipotle Mexican Grill, 11/24/2012. Happy Thanksgiving Saturday. Thanksgiving was over and we have given. And now we're going to make a lot of money moving forward with the fiscal clip if it's there. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Now, Chipotle Mexican Grill, there was a big short seller on this name for quite a while. We have made big trades. When this thing was up here, and we said fundamentally that was a big move we got in right here. CMG went straight down on that earnings. It came down off the bottom, came right back up, did another earnings report and made another all-time low, right back to the 2011 weekly breakout, consolidation breakout here to these all-time highs, and we had a major test there. Now, Chipotle Mexican Grill is in a very, very, very deep weekly sell signal. And within the very shorter macro term, we got what we call oversold in October, 10-1 week. And basically, when they had the earnings, they went straight down. But we, just like always, this earnings here, we rally up to resistance, make the lower lows on the next. Fundamentally, the stock is having problems, but it rallies off the bottom every time. So, and we always do these trades off the bottom. We have plenty of live trades on the site for you to go and verify that. The low was $233 here. Okay. We came right up below this 10-week moving average. That was at that time 284.57 was this high right here. One of the things that the 10-week moving average is declining mathematically in value. That's the 10-week simple moving average. We have mathematical formulas that when they go down in value, that means that these oversold relief rallies up to here because of that 10-week falling and the 20-week has crossed over 100-week. This weekly chart on CMG is very, 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 very bearish. Therefore, when we have tested this 10-week now is at $277. The high on the weekly holiday, Thanksgiving, was 278.10. We have not come back up to the 285. Soon as we hit that wall of resistance right there, to shot that weekly wick right up here, this was their major weekly resistance right here in this video, right here, of where this support was when it rallied up and failed again. Well, same thing. Same thing. It pays big money on the short, and it will. And that 10-week moving average is now at $277. It went from $290 value to 10-week. It's been falling. That means that uptrends roll over and go back into the reversal. We have short-term a number of weeks here in weekly sell signal. And this is very bearish on a weekly sell signal. Chipotle Mexican Grill, I mean, the last time it ever got into a sell signal on a weekly level, you had to go back in the financial crisis in 2008. The stock was we were shorting it up here at 150. They got it down here to lows at $36. That's where you really wanted to own it. Look at the move you got. Over a $400 gain if you know how to trade it right and understood the early growth of the company ran it up there. And we got totally overbought. And we've shorted it many, many times. And we've gone long many, many times. It's a great trading stock. You can make money when it goes down, and you can make money when it goes up. The thing that we're going to say, we're going to be showing you now, this is a calendar monthly option. It's a $280 strike price on Chipotle Mexican Grill. Here is the contract, 12/40, 11/15, because there wasn't much trading, was half a day Friday, but it's a 12/22, 280 put. We will show you on a daily chart where those put options are right now. The put options, when Chipotle Mexican Grill made a big move, these puts went from 11.40, right where they're at, all the way up here to these highs to $27.70 a contract. That was the high during that 11.15 period. This high over here was $26.90 on 11/14 week. So really, buying the put down here at 1140, it had a great move up to $26 and actually $27.70 on 1115 is where the high was. So once again, we're right back at the all-time lows, and we have Chipotle Mexican Grill on the weekly bear chart hitting a wall of resistance at this 10-week moving average. The stock tested the 2000 major support level. Most of this reversal has been earnings related. And Chipotle Mexican Grill is a broken stock until it can get 4 weeks above the 10 week, and the 10 week has to be flat. What we will say is that in the short term, we will be making the transaction on that put option that I just talked about, because this is the wholesale price. It's a $280 monthly put, and they're at $11.50. Chipotle Mexican Grill gets a spike like it did here. They would take those contracts even lower, but nonetheless, this trend will reverse irrespectively over the next several trading days. If we do not get good news out of Congress, these are relief rallies to be bought and sold like we do. Now it's time to sell short based on a major wall of resistance across 280.62 here. Yes, you can slightly go up above there. There is another area that we know, and that's going to be this high right here. And that's going to be this weekly low breakout bar that was back on 9/2 of 2012, September. Okay, it's going to be the lower end. That's the next upper end of that resistance level where it just did exactly like it should do because of its downtrend. It was a great short right back down there. And that low right here that this thing did, you can take a look at how these reversals work, which will also make these, that's when these puts that are in the video, that's when these puts were putting in the lows. But when they put in the high here, we were putting the low in here. So they put the high in at 27.70. We rallied up. They took all the premium out. We're at the major wall of resistance. This is going to be a great trade intraday within the cycle of major resistance on Chipotle Mexican Grill. Learning how to buy a put option so when it goes back down in value, these puts go way up in value. These are very wholesale price levels at this current analysis on Chipotle Mexican Grill. We will be looking at various different other put options in here on the monthly calendar level based on, once again, these got to be wholesale. So if you owned them up here, you had 10 contracts, that was $25,000. Now they're only worth $11,000. Well, we like to be the buyer that's always the lowest prices because we remove capital risk based on the analysis of the wall of resistance on the weekly chart on Chipotle Mexican Grill. And these are great big fat trades that are going to happen. Yes, people, November, December, St. Nick, what is that? Santa Claus rally. This is the best time of the year for stocks to go higher. The problem is these type of trends here, they're bears, they rally, they need to be sold again. Not only that, these are the best risk reward entry ratios using a short, using those puts. And the put option is that when Chipotle Mexican Grill goes to 280 and goes back down toward 260, that's when the put option goes way back up in value in here. This is the greatest risk reward ratio. We will monitor the entry on Monday morning at the wholesale price. Chipotle Mexican Grill, there is the $280 regular put. Here is the weekly chart on Chipotle Mexican Grill recap. 10-week simple moving average. What used to be support becomes that major resistance, which gives us, when resistance, stock sell. That's why we would buy the put. It goes up in value and we take our profits.